Alright, hello and welcome to this tutorial on creating a banner set. So in the banner catalog for this particular banner, we're going to have just one text layer and two object layers. Alright, so that gives us radium. And I'm going to select the white one this time. Download PSD and the action. We'll open up the action. Window actions. Actually, that's one from a previous. I'm just going to throw that away. And the PSD file. Okay, so I'm going to hide that real quick. And so for this banner set, it's just going to be like a free iPad giveaway. So on this object is going to be an actual iPad, and this over here is going to be a form element from the Wise Banner assets. So let's go ahead first and open up the iPad resource picture provided with this. Control A and Control C to select all and copy it. And make sure Auto Select Layer is selected with the Move tool and click on there. It's Object 1. Control A and hit the Delete key. And then Control V to paste. Take Auto Select Layer off and move up. We'll scale this down just a little bit, not too much. Select the Move tool and hit Apply. And then over here, we're going to take one of the form elements for this object. So we'll go to the Assets page for Wise Banner, and we'll scroll down here to Form Elements, and we're going to use this Your Email form element-3.psd. So if I just download this real quick again, and go to Form Elements, choose 3. We'll just put, we'll leave it at your email if we're trying to collect an email. And then we'll take this right here, hit Control H if that bounding box showed up, and we'll double click on Gradient Overlay. We'll click on the gradient and double click on that color stopper and just change it to white. Hit OK. And let's change the stroke to like a blue color. Oops. Change the opacity to 100%. And actually I want to adjust this a little bit more. You don't have to be precise in what you're like trying to match it to mine. That's fine. That's no big deal. And we'll change your email color to like a blue, a dark blue. All right, so that is it. So once we're done editing that, we can select the form element group layer and hit Control E, which merges the group. Control A to select all, and then Control C. Now we can close this out, select the Move tool with Auto Select checked, select the object, so we're on Object 2, Control A, delete it, and then Control V to paste it in, unchecked Auto Select, and we'll move it up here. Now this is a little bit too big for this layer, but it may not be too big for the other one, so we're going to leave it this size and then adjust it afterwards. So right here, where it says your text goes here, we can just put something like alright. And we don't want to move it or adjust it until after we run the script. Okay, so we could take the background layer real quick and play around with that. So I wanted to show you just some other ideas and techniques that you can use to make your background custom. And one way we can do that is through a gradient. Now, we've already used gradients, but not in this way. So let's just select this right here. It's a foreground and background color. If yours doesn't match, it's not a big deal. So what we want to do is just take this one over here, this color stopper, and double click it. And we'll change it to, I think, a very, very light blue. Like right around here, hit OK. And then over here on this one, I think we'll just leave it at that current color. So what we can do is move these around. We can even add more. So I'll show you real quick what I mean. as you can see, we can move these real close together and create basically a hard rectangle up there. And we can always just keep on playing around with the color. Or hit OK, and we can even add more down here. All right, let's just leave it at that and hit OK. Take the stroke, and we could just not even have one, which it takes it away up there. Or we can go back and maybe make it like, let's see here, a darker blue. Hit OK. And hit OK. All right, so now I guess we could say we're pretty much good to go on this. So what we can do is load up the actions, hit background replication. Now you're going to see something interesting happen based on how we use the gradients. So let me just hit play. Now you can see on the banners that are taller, especially the skyscrapers, it proportionally takes that the gradient and spreads it out over the entire size opposed to up here. So that's why they look different in some of these. But these are all adjustable after we run the actual process banner script. So let's go ahead and run that. And this will go pretty quickly because there's only one text layer. All right, so now we have some work to do, but we can do this real quickly. So let's just start up here and make sure auto select layer is selected. Move this over here. Now again, this is a small banner size. You really can't fit too much except for just your main title. So that's something to keep in mind. We can scale this down to any size, pretty much. Take this and scale it down. It's too big. All right. Now over here, if we were using smaller images, it may have worked, but it doesn't really look like it is. So let me just delete the iPad. Drag this up. And that seems to work pretty decently. All right, so for these four banners here in the middle, these square banners, Control T, and then hold Shift and Alt. Scale down, move tool, and hit apply. Here's a quick trick that we haven't yet done. With the move tool selected, we'll click on this iPad, hold Shift, and click on this one. So now we have these two layers. And if we know we're going to be scaling all these down, just hit Control T. Select Move Tool. And then now we can just individually position these. This one could be scaled down a little bit more. I'm going to get rid of this one, and let's see here. Sometimes we can just choose to get rid of the email instead of the iPad, so you really have full control over this. Actually, we probably didn't need to get rid of the email one. Just scale it down a lot. Hit apply. All right. You can use your arrow keys to make finer adjustments with the positions. Let's come to the skyscraper banners over here. This is a good size. Take this, scale these down. Scale it down a little bit more. scale that down. Yeah, these are all this is a very simple banner, obviously, but the whole point is you want to split test these, create different versions, maybe add another, well, not add another text layer, but choose a template that has maybe 2 text layers. But basically, that looks pretty good for now. So this background, like if you wanted to adjust this, it's very simple. We'll just select one of these, and so we'll go to Gradient Overlay, click on this, and then just drag this up a little bit more, and you can see it's basically adjusts however you want it. And then you can right click this, copy layer style, select this background layer, and then just right click and hit paste layer style. So now they're even. And that is basically it. So go ahead and try this, and if you have any problems, let me know. All right, thanks. Goodbye.